What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm back in the world of Ciudad Enamorada, which is of course the world that came with the newest Lovestruck expansion pack, and today I'm working on something slightly larger, which you can probably already tell by the length of this speed build. This definitely took me a little bit to finish all of this. And that's because I'm basically doing 3 builds in one. I'm building 3 townhouses. They are connected and they're all 3 stories tall. And as you may or may not be able to tell already, I was really going off of the debug buildings that you can kind of see around in this area. You can see all these like taller, they kind of look like apartment buildings or townhouses. They're all connected. They're all like very boxy little buildings connected to each other. They are a little bit chaotic looking. They're very colorful and they vary in like height, and there's just like a lot going on. And I really enjoy how that looks out around in this area. So I was really trying to like capture that same vibe and do a build of my own. So essentially that is what I'm doing today, and I didn't really have any plan or anything going into this. I was just kind of looking at the buildings around, like the debug buildings that you can kind of see around this lot, and I was kind of going off of that and like building boxes upon boxes upon boxes, trying to make the shape look interesting. Trying to create some facades here, as you can see, with like the different half wall heights and stuff like that. I definitely also wanted there to be rooftop terraces on like the top floor of the building, because that's what you can see around in this place, and I just think that that looks so cute. So that's definitely what I was going for as well, and I was just basically fiddling around with the shape of this until it had a shape that I was like, okay, this looks interesting and I can probably work with this. Floor planning this was definitely very difficult. At first I was like, okay, maybe I need to turn it into like 2 separate townhouses, or maybe I need to do ground floor and 2nd and 3rd floor apartments or something like that. But then I decided, you know what, no, I'm just really gonna try to turn this into 3 separate units. So essentially you can see that I made them very colorful, but you can see a pink one, a green one, and a yellow one, and then there's just some areas in between. But essentially each color is its own house. So yeah, that all worked out, and they are very small. The floor plans are definitely a pretty, like they were a little bit messy. And they're not, like they don't make the most sense maybe, but they make the most sense for the shape of the townhouse for each of them, I feel. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of staircases because they're all 3 stories tall. They all have a rooftop terrace. Then there's also some shared terraces. As you can see, for example, between the green and the pink, or the rooftop for the pink one is kind of a shared rooftop terrace for the green and the pink townhouse, because the green one connects to that. So I decided, you know what, let's just turn that into like a shared space. So that's what I did, and that's how I kind of like went around and see what the floor plan like would look like and how it would make the most sense. And I think it turned out really cool. I'm very happy with this. It definitely took me a second to build this. It took me multiple sittings, and what was very difficult for me was to figure out what I wanted to do with the yard space, if that makes sense. I poured down concrete everywhere to really make it tie in with the rest of the world, if that makes sense. And what was the most difficult for me was how to make that look cozy, like the entrances, where to place fences, how to make the exterior look good. For some reason, that was a struggle for me this time. Usually when I do these city-inspired, like city-type builds, I always really enjoy, and I have a pretty, I want to say, easy time trying to make it all tie together and make it look city-ish and kind of just like place little knickknacks everywhere outside. For this one, I was definitely struggling with that a little bit more. It's probably also because this is a new world and new surroundings that I'm not super familiar with yet. If I do like townhouses in San Myshuno, for example, which is the other city world, then it's pretty easy because I kind of know the look and feel that I want to go for in that world, because I've built there so many times already, like I've done it before. But for this, it's like a new environment, and I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. But I was trying to figure it out, placing some fences and really trying to also add back in some greenery as well. And one thing I also wanted to do was put a pool. So I did put a pool in the back. The entire back area, like the backyard, I guess you could say, or the back patio, not exactly sure what to call it for this one, is shared. So that's for everyone to share. Everyone has a back door leading to that back porch or patio situation in the back. And then there's a pool there. There is a little swing set. I ended up placing that because I do also end up furnishing some rooms for kids. So, or at least, yeah, I think the yellow house, the one we're furnishing last, is the largest one. And that one I definitely furnished to be more like a family home. So that one's the largest, and it has 2 bedrooms, one of them being a shared kids room. So we have 2 children in that room. The middle house is for, I was thinking grandparents, and then they have their teenage grandchild living with them. So that one has 2 bedrooms, one of them being for a teenager. The other one is just like a shared main bedroom, like a double bed kind of thing. And then the first one we're going to do, the pink one, is I think that is the smallest one. Maybe the green one is even smaller. I'm not exactly sure. I think the pink one is the smallest one. That one essentially has 1 bedroom. It has 1 main bedroom, but then they kind of have like a storage space at the like in the 3rd level, if that makes sense. And I actually just put an extra bed there. So that could be like a guest bedroom, or maybe they have a roommate or something like that. But I was imagining a couple living in the pink one, and then they just have space for guests. Like if anyone wants to stay the night, they have an extra bed upstairs. It's not the most comfortable. It's not the nicest place. You're basically sleeping in the storage room, but you know, it works. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking for the storylines for these. And I was also just trying to make it look very lively. As you can see, I was going crazy, or not crazy, but I definitely placed some like vines everywhere, trying to make it look very lived in, city-like. I also ended up doing like cracks in the wall and stains and things because I definitely wanted these townhouses to have like an older look and feel. So they're nice and colorful, but there's also just like some like cracks and stuff in the wall that is like, okay, maybe you need to get that looked at, but these are just like very old houses. That's essentially what I was going for. And I also really wanted to create or make the roofs look good. So I placed a lot of decorations on the roofs here. I placed the solar, like I think the water heaters or something like that from For Rent, and then the water towers from the Lovestruck pack. I placed some like air conditioning units on the walls everywhere. And as you can see, I also really try to add back some of the greenery. So we definitely have some hedges and some trees. And yeah, essentially what I was trying to do was to make this tie in with the surrounding areas to the best of my abilities. And I think it turned out really well, especially by adding like all the window details, these little awnings. I love these awnings. I'm obsessed with them. They are from the Lovestruck pack, and I just think they're so cute, like the sun block little awnings things that I placed over the doors. I just think they're so fun. So I placed those. I added in a dumpster. It's not a functional dumpster. It is one of the debug dumpsters actually that came with the Lovestruck pack as well. I'm actually very happy that they added in like a full kind of dumpster instead of just the basic empty one, like the closed one. But this one has some trash like spilling out of it, and I just think that that is so realistic and fun looking. It's a little bit gross, but in The Sims, those types of things just tend to look really cute. So I had a lot of fun placing that. And then here in the back, this shared patio is actually pretty spacious. And I wanted to add in a pool with round edges, of course, because that is new and shiny, and I still really love it. I really like how it makes the pool look, because I just feel like it's so much more friendly is a weird way to put it, but I just really like the rounded, softer corners. I just think it's really fun. So yeah, I added that, and then it was just a little bit too much stone back here to my liking, so I added a tiny little grass area here where I placed a swing set for the kids to use. But then that is really it for the outdoor like play stuff for children. So I think that's kind of realistic that you have to kind of go to a park to play more and to use more stuff like play equipment and things. I think that's pretty realistic when you live in a city. You're probably not going to have the most space for all the play equipment everywhere. So yeah, that's what I went for. And then I definitely tried to decorate the front here. We have some fences going on. I used the letterbox from For Rent. I thought that was perfect since it comes with like a 3 mailboxes in a row. So I just thought that that was perfect. So I placed that. And then these house numbers, I think is such a cute little item that they added in the Lovestruck pack. So I actually, for this one, I placed it on the fences because that is a little bit more like visible and maybe a little bit more realistic. So each house has their number or like a sign on the fence. And I thought that was really nice. And then each house does have its own little closed off front porch or front patio here. As you can see, it's not closed off like all the way, but there's like a fence for some privacy. So they do have a private little area at the front of their house. And then, like I said, the back is obviously shared. So yeah, I tried to add in some activities, some things to do. For the first one, I just did a little picnic bench, and then we have a bicycle parked. I also, of course, had to place some bins. So that is what I did. But yeah, let me know what you think. What types of builds do you prefer? Like, let me know. The Lovestruck pack has been out for a little bit now, and I really just want to know, like, if people that got it, if you're enjoying it or if you're not enjoying it, what types of builds you prefer here. It's definitely something new for me. The architectural style in this world is definitely something I haven't really played around with a lot in the game, so that is really fun. And yeah, I feel very inspired to do a lot of builds here. I actually did do a lot of builds here. There's definitely more coming up, so I'm not sure if people are already kind of getting tired of seeing all the Co.Enamorada builds. I hope not, because I have a couple coming up still, but I just really enjoy playing around with a new architectural style that I am not familiar with, going on Pinterest, like going on a deep dive, trying to find all these beautiful pictures and collect everything and just feel inspired to do fun things that are new to me. That is always my favorite part when it comes to new packs. I love it when we get a new world, and I just feel so inspired to do a new build style and like to try new things. So yeah, and also I really enjoy doing residential rentals in this world, to do like multi-unit lots. It's so fun. You definitely see a lot in this world. So yeah, that is something I've been feeling very inspired by and something I've been wanting to do. So yeah, of course we have this one. I also did 2 townhouses on one lot that are like separated, like just 2 identical houses next to each other. Basically, I did that. So little spoiler alert, that is coming to the channel at some point as well. I did apartments. So yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun here. So we're moving on to the interior here for the first townhouse. And the floor plan for this one doesn't make the most sense, but it makes the most sense for the space. So that was also something I actually, in the end, had a lot of fun with. It took me a while to get the floor plan for each townhouse done. I also didn't record that because it took me way too long. And the video was already going to be long because it's essentially 3 houses that aren't, like, they're not that small. I definitely had a lot of decorating to do for each house. So yeah, I tried to not clutter it up as much, but as you can already see, like, I created this coffee bar where I just placed a bunch of clutter and like little knickknacks and stuff to really make it look lived in. But maybe you can already tell that I was going for an older sort of look and feel. It's by no means gross, but it's definitely an older townhouse. You can see the wallpaper that I used on the inside here has some like stains and has the paint kind of falling off a little bit. So maybe this kitchen could use a little paint job. But you know, that's kind of the look and feel that I was going for. Make it very lived in, make it look a little older. And I just also really enjoy the terracotta tile floors everywhere. Usually I'm not a big fan of putting tiles inside my homes other than like kitchens and bathrooms and stuff, which I know is ridiculous because in a lot of places that is common to just have tiles everywhere. And that makes a lot of sense for certain builds and in certain climates as well. I feel like tile floors are definitely like cooler. So, I mean, I think that's why people do it in certain places. I'm not exactly sure, but my sister, for example, I've talked about this before. My sister lives in Spain, and all the houses and apartments she's lived in, there was always tile floors or terracotta floors, and it was like so nice and cool always. So maybe that's one of the reasons. But yeah, I've been really enjoying that also because I just really love this floor tile, this terracotta floor tile that they gave us in the new pack. I just love this one. The colors are so nice and subtle. There's definitely bright orange swatches if you want to go for that, but there's also this lighter beige, and there's a brown and a black and like a more of like a burgundy color as well, which I really like. So yeah, it's nice that they gave us some new terracotta color options as well. I love them so much. But yeah, for this townhouse, as you can kind of maybe see as we're going through and furnishing the place, there is a tiny little front like entryway space, but then that opens up right into the kitchen and dining. So there's a kitchen and dining right when you walk into the house. And then off of the kitchen is a small hallway with a staircase, and off of that hallway is the main bedroom. So the main bedroom is actually on the ground floor. At first, I was going to do the living room in here. My first idea actually was to have this be an entirely open room, except for the little hallway with the staircase. But for the rest, I wanted it to be open, and I was going to do the kitchen and kitchen, dining, and living room space, and then I was going to do the bedroom upstairs. But I fiddled around with it some more, and I didn't really like my layout options if I did it that way. So I was like, let's close it off even more and turn it into like a very old, closed off townhouse, and have the bedroom be downstairs, and then the living room is going to be upstairs. It's something I never do. It isn't something that I would normally like to do, but it made so much sense in this house for some reason to do something a little bit more different and out there. So that's what I went for. So yeah, as you can see, we're moving on to the second floor here. There is a little hallway with a landing space, and then of course a staircase going to the third floor as well. But then off of that hallway, there's an archway opening up into the living room space here. And in this living room space, I used this gorgeous flowery wallpaper that I am definitely not sick of using yet. I love it so much. The colors are absolutely gorgeous. And of course, I was looking for an excuse to use it in this build. So I think I used it a few times maybe, and also in the other homes. I'm not exactly remembering, but I definitely use it here, and I think it's so gorgeous. I combined it with yellow. I'm not sure if this is the matching wallpaper. I don't think it is. I think this matching, like the solid color that matches with these flowers, I think is the black one or maybe the blue one, but I liked the yellow one for some reason. I just wanted to brighten it up a little bit, and we're also using yellow downstairs, and I just thought it was a really cute color, and I just really like this shade of yellow, so I decided to go for it. So yeah, we have the living room here. There is a small door to a balcony out front, so there is a small outdoor space off of the living room as well. But if your Sims want to use the back patio, then they're gonna have to go downstairs, and there's a door off of the bedroom that actually leads you to the outdoor back patio. So there's that. And then here in the living room, I actually did have the space for another little dining table set. You're probably not going to carry your dinner up the stairs and like sit and eat here, but I did have a nice space for an extra table, so I added that in later. I also made sure to put in a bookcase, and for some reason I really liked this horse ranch cabinet here. Style-wise, I thought it was so cute. I was definitely going for a little bit more mismatched of a style. Actually, for all of these houses, I felt like that makes the most sense. Maybe some of the furniture just like comes with the place. Maybe the place comes like sort of half furnished when you first rent it, but then if you want more furniture or different furniture, you're gonna have to obviously bring that yourself or buy it somewhere or thrifted. So I was definitely going for like a little mismatch of more traditional furniture that probably comes with the place, like with the townhouse when you rent it, but then there's also some more modern pieces, thrifted pieces, more cheap looking pieces, that kind of a thing, like more IKEA. Well, cheap is not the right word. I was going for like a more like an IKEA type of vibe, which is definitely not cheap, like not everything, but more like affordable, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And then here off of the living room space, we have a full bathroom. This is the only bathroom in the house, but I like that it's on the second floor, so it's kind of like in the middle of the house, if that makes sense. So you don't have to walk up to staircases to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, for example. It's just like right there, but you do have to walk to it. Like it's not that close for everything. Yeah, that's what it is. And for these floor plans, I didn't have space for multiple bathrooms except for the last townhouse, which is the bigger one. I actually had space for a half bathroom downstairs, which is good because the full bathroom is all the way up on the third floor. And the rest of the house, obviously, like there's the kitchen and stuff is on the ground floor, the bedroom's on the second floor, and then you're gonna have to walk all the way up to the third floor for the bathroom. So that was a little bit much. So I'm glad I had space for a half bathroom in that one. But yeah, here you can see we actually have the third floor for the first house, which is what I turned the space into a little storage area. But then I also put that bed from Lovestruck, the double bed that came with the digital content if you order it before a certain date. I'm not exactly sure what that date is, but I think you can still get it if you don't have the pack yet. And if you buy it now, I think you still get that early like digital content stuff. And that bed actually is from that little pack of stuff. And I really like that bed. I think it's so realistic. It's a little messy looking, and it just definitely looks like the perfect guest bed in the storage room type of bed. I don't know. I really liked that. And then up here we have the shared balcony space. And then after that, of course, we're moving on to the second townhouse. This is the green one. For each townhouse, I was definitely trying to go for a different, like separate color scheme so that they don't all look the same. And I was trying to go for different kitchen sets and stuff as well. And I think it really worked out. This second townhouse definitely feels a little bit more, well, not luxurious, but it feels a little bit more expensive, I guess, than the first one for some reason. It's probably because it feels a little bit roomier. You do walk straight into the kitchen when you first walk through the front door. There's just like the kitchen is right there, and there's also a kitchen island. So please be careful to not like walk straight into the kitchen island because that is definitely something I would do if this were a real house. But yeah, there is a kitchen right there. I know it's a little awkward, but this is just how it made the most sense. So yeah, that's what I did. And then we also have a dining room area down here. And I don't know why, but there's something about this space that feels a little bit more expensive, luxurious almost, than the first one. It might have something to do with these kitchen counters. These are the kitchen counters from For Rent. I really like them. I haven't used them in a little bit, and they really combine nicely with this style of house. So that's what I went for. I love how it worked out with the sink under the open window. I just think that that looks so, so cute. And then I had a lot of wall space here that I wasn't sure what to do with it. So I ended up just decorating that, placing a lot of leaning paintings against the wall, stuff like that. I was thinking that maybe one of the people living here is an artist, or they really enjoy art, or they paint themselves. I'm not exactly sure, but they just have a lot of paintings and things like leaning against the wall. They like decorations. I placed one of these like very large artworks from the Lovestruck pack up on the wall. So you can definitely tell that they enjoy their art, be it because they made it themselves or because they just enjoy it and purchase it. Not exactly sure. And I really liked the round dining table in here as well. It made it look a little bit more cozy, and yeah, I don't know. It just really breaks up the space nicely because it is a fairly spacious area here. So that round table kind of like in the middle of the space makes a lot of sense here. And then for this one, we have the bathroom off of the dining room here. And then there is a tiny hallway with a back door leading you to the back patio for this one. I was really enjoying creating my hallways for this. I don't know what it was. It's probably because I was just enjoying the smaller closed off spaces in general for these townhouses. And there's something about the tiny hallways that just works for this. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think I'm just also going off of whatever I have in my brain for all the Spanish like apartment buildings I've been to and like that sort of a thing. So maybe that's kind of what the knowledge or the experience, I guess, that I'm using. This townhouse actually also has the main living room, or the living room, up on the second floor. So as you can see, we have a large open staircase landing moment, and then there is a small living room here. And this is where I realized that maybe I wanted this to be for a couple of grandparents. I'm not exactly sure why, but that is just kind of the image that popped up in my head. Or maybe it's a single, like one grandparent living with their teenage grandkid. That is also definitely a possibility. I think that would actually be a very cute family dynamic or like household situation to have a grandparent living with their teenage grandkid. I don't know why, but I just think that that would be cute. But I was definitely going for the moodier, darker colors here, and then the reddish brown wood colors. You can see that for the frame of the couch, for example, and also for the entertainment unit, the end table there. It's definitely that reddish wood tone that usually I try to avoid because it's not my favorite color. But I really like how it looks in here. I think it has something to do with the burgundy terracotta tiles that I'm using. It just looks really good, and I love how the color of the couch matches to the floor. And of course, in The Sims 4, we don't have separate swatches, so if I wanted to use this red or burgundy color couch, I was going to have to go with that brown frame. So that's just how it ended up working out, and I actually like how it ended up working out. If we did have separate swatches, I probably would have changed the wood color, but yeah, I couldn't do that, so I just kind of stuck with it. And as you can see, I kind of continued that here in the main bedroom as well for the bed frame and the nightstands. This is a full set from For Rent. I actually used a lot of For Rent in this second townhouse. You could see it in the living room, you can see it up here in the bedroom. I don't know, it was working out, and the wood colors matched, so I don't know, that was just something I was enjoying. And in this bedroom, you can see that I am using this wallpaper. It's actually a wallpaper from Lovestruck. I keep confusing it with the one from the Bistro kit because they look very similar. They're definitely different, but they have a similar vibe. So I feel like the Bistro kit wallpaper works nicely in here as well, but I went for this Lovestruck one because I haven't really used that one yet. I haven't really found an opportunity to use it. I don't know why. I always forget that it's there, and then whenever I filter by the Lovestruck items or the Lovestruck wallpapers, I see it and I'm like, right. I'm reminded that that one's also there, like that one also exists. So I finally had a chance to use it here in the main bedroom, and I think it turned out really cute. And then this is the very small teens room. I was trying to make this one a little bit more playful and colorful. I was going for this giraffe print wallpaper. I don't think I've used the giraffe print before. I'm obsessed with the leopard print for this wallpaper. I don't know why, I really like it. I love combining it with pastel colors as well for just like a little different touch. I just think it's so fun. So I wanted to use that, but then I was like, you know what? No, I want to use the giraffe. That is a giraffe, right? Or is it a cow? I don't know. I can't tell. I think there's a black and white swatch, which definitely is supposed to be a cow. So maybe this one is supposed to be a cow too. I'm not exactly sure. I've been saying giraffe all this time. I'm not sure, but I really like the colors. So I combined it with pastels and made it look very cozy for a teenager, and I think that room turned out really cute. And then last but not least, we are moving on to the final townhouse. This is the yellow one, and this is more family oriented. I was definitely going for a cozy family home, but in a townhouse in Ciudad Enamorada. That is basically what my idea was for this one. And for this one, right by the front door, we have a small half bathroom. I was so happy I had the space for that in this one because this is the one where the bathroom is actually all the way on the third floor, which worked out perfectly, but that would, for gameplay purposes, be incredibly annoying. So yeah, thankfully we have a half bath down here. And then there is a small living room, or actually it's not that small. It's pretty spacious. Actually, I had the space for 2 3-seater couches, which definitely does not always happen when you are creating smaller townhouses or apartments like this. So yeah, that was really nice. Definitely a pretty spacious family room. I was trying to make it look a little bit more cluttered and a little bit more messy in the sense that there is some toys around the place as well, because I was thinking that this house was for 2 parents and 2 kids, twins in my mind. Doesn't have to be twins, but I've said this before, but whenever I create like a shared bedroom for 2 kids, in my mind, they're always the same age. In my mind, they're always twins, but obviously they don't have to be. Maybe it's more of like a blended family where it's maybe the second marriage for both parents and they already had children and those kids are now like in the same family and they're around the same age and they share a bedroom. That is also a possibility. I think that could be potentially really cute as well. And something different. But yeah, as you can see for this one, I was going for a blue and orangey brown type of a color scheme. So that's what I was kind of trying to continue. I really like this rug that I'm using in the living room. This rug I think is from University, and I just really love that muted darker blue. That really worked out nicely here. And then I also wanted to create a small play area here because the kids' bedroom is shared and it's kind of spacious, but it doesn't have that much room for all the toys and activities and stuff. So I decided to create a little playroom downstairs. I think that would be so cozy too, to just have the kids play in their little play corner and the parents maybe are hanging out in the living room. I don't know. I just thought that that was a cozy family moment, so that's what I went for. And then here we have the kitchen. And one thing I could do for this house or for this build, which was really nice, is I could go and adjust the window situation for certain areas like I did here in the kitchen. Usually I can't, I just won't do that because I like how the the windows look from the exterior. But for this one, since this house or this build is just kind of messy and it kind of has windows all over the place, it was very easy for me to adjust and it didn't matter for the exterior. Like, it would still look good. So that was really nice. So I could make it so that this window would actually work out for the kitchen situation. I could have the sink under the window. I thought that was nice. And here in the kitchen, as you can see, I'm really enjoying this blue wallpaper, which is one of the older wallpapers with the paint kind of falling off, or yeah, I don't know, just like the older looking, more worn wallpaper. I really like that one. And then in here we have a dining room as well, because this kitchen is pretty spacious. So I just turned it into a kitchen and dining with a 5-seater table. I really like that table. That table is from Base Game and I never use it, but it worked out so perfectly, both color scheme wise and style wise for this build. I don't know, it brings me so much joy. And then I'm using these chairs from, I think they're from the Cats and Dogs pack. And that is so random, but they worked out so nicely for this dining room set. So this is definitely a set that I want to try to remember for future rooms or builds in this type of style. And then we're moving on to the second floor. The second floor is basically both bedrooms and a bunch of hallway space because I had to put 2 staircases in. So yeah, we have that. And then here we have the parents' bedroom, which is the first one that I decorated. So, I'm loving this color wallpaper that I'm using. This dark green. It's from the For Rent pack, and it is a matching one to one of the floral prints as well. So I used the floral print wallpaper in here again. Not sure if that is a matching one. I don't think these two are supposed to go together, but I like how they look together, so I went for it anyway. The more pastel, lighter colors and then versus the darker green. I just thought that was a really fun contrast. So that is what I did. And in this bedroom, we also have an office space because I didn't really have the space for like a desk with a computer anywhere else in this house. So I just put it in the parents' room, and I think that worked out really, really well. The parents also have a door leading to a small little balcony. And of course I had to, or do they? No, I don't think they do. No, they don't have a front balcony. I was confusing this with the other house. No, this one does not have a front balcony, but they do of course have a rooftop terrace going on that I really enjoy for this one because I decided to add in laundry, which doesn't really make sense because I didn't add laundry for any of the other houses. And I never really like to do that. Whenever I do multi-unit lots, I have to, if I do laundry for one of them, I have to do laundry for all of them because otherwise it just doesn't make sense. Like, does laundry exist? Does it not exist? Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? But for this one, I just had the perfect laundry nook up on the 3rd floor, so I had to go for it. You'll see it in a second. But first, here we have the kids' room, which is shared. I went for a lofted bed because this room is pretty narrow. The shape is kind of awkward. And the kids are lucky in the sense that they actually have a door to a side balcony or rooftop terrace, which is nice because it gave them a little extension to the room, which was actually helpful. Like if you want to add in more toys, you have some extra space outside. I think that would be very helpful. But for this room, as you can see, I did go for the leopard print in here because I love the leopard print. So I had to do it here. And then I used some mismatched patterns for the bedding, stuff like that. It's very colorful, a little mismatched, and just kind of cozy and just like your fun kids' room, in my opinion. And then there is this small balcony off of the kids' room. I didn't really put any additional toys out here because I wanted this to look cute from the exterior, and I don't particularly love how the toys look. So I decided to just place a hangout space and then also a flower arranging table for just a fun skill building item. You can obviously swap that out with anything that your Sims would need or your Sims enjoy doing. And then here we have the 3rd floor of the last house, and this is where I finally had space for a full bathroom. So that's what I did. It's still a small bathroom, but then as you can see here, this small landing area gives the perfect nook for laundry. So I had to do it. I placed laundry machines. And then of course on the rooftop terrace, I had to place a clothesline because that was just absolutely perfect. So we just have this little laundry space here on the landing, and then there is a bathroom there as well. And then here we have the rooftop terrace, which is actually nice and spacious. Like that is a very nice private balcony for these Sims to use. I added a 4-seater dining table with some mismatched chairs. I thought that was nice. I added in an umbrella. We have the clothesline, of course, as you can see as well. I think I also added some loungers. Yeah, I added, well, at least one. I added one lounger for this house. So that is nice. And then I had to still finish the shared outdoor back patio, so that's what we're doing now. And for this one, I really wanted it to look like these Sims are friendly neighbors. They like to spend time together. They like to sometimes get together and do some grilling in the backyard with all the families. So yeah, I was definitely imagining the kids playing out here, swimming. Not exactly sure if the kids and teen would play, but I was imagining the teenager for the second house to be like not that old of a teenager. Maybe they're like 14, 13 years old. So maybe they sometimes do play with the neighbor kids. Like that is definitely a possibility. Maybe they babysit from time to time. That could actually be kind of fun too. So yeah, maybe they do that. And then out here, we of course have the pool. I wanted to add a small lounge area, so we have some outdoor couches and things, of course some loungers. I also added a chess table for a fun activity, and then just a bunch of decorations, plants. But that's basically going to do it for this house. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the build in real time. So here we have the townhouses in the game. Here is the front. Each townhouse has their own front yard or front patio, I guess. This one just has a picnic table and a bike parked, and also some planter boxes. This one is very small, but we do have some planter boxes and a nice pink bicycle that complements the flowers. And then the family townhouse actually has a very big front area. I made sure to park a lot of bikes. Everyone here gets their own bike. There's a grill area and a small pool here, like a kiddie pool. And then back here is the shared back patio. This is where we have the pool. There is a shared grill, and then just some lounge areas and some activities as well. So for the first townhouse here, you walk right into this tiny entryway where I just added in some storage. And then over here you have the kitchen and dining. The kitchen is pretty big. Like these people can't complain. Like this is really nice. It's not the nicest kitchen with the nicest appliances, but you know, it gets the job done. They do have a small coffee bar, which I think is very cute, especially with these pictures here. I don't know what it is, but I really enjoy it. And then they have a dining table here as well. Loving the touches of green in here, to be honest. There is a hallway space leading you into the bedroom. The bedroom is very spacious, so I definitely had space to turn this into an office as well. So we just have the bed here, some clothes, and just some knickknacks. There is a small computer desk here on an angle because I kind of wanted this to look a little messy, so I thought that would help. I combined a couple of wardrobes here, and then they have a door leading to the shared patio. On the second floor here is where we have the living room. I really like how this layout turned out. I just feel like it makes sense. Cozy living room space, which is definitely a little bit mismatched. I added in a guitar for a fun skill building item, and then there is a higher table with some bar stools here for hanging out with friends, playing some games. I placed that game from the Luster pack here on the table. The tiniest balcony out here with just a 2-seater table. And then there is a full bathroom here with a built-in shower, sink, and toilet. And then here on the third floor is where we have the storage/guest bedroom. It definitely speaks for itself. We just have a bunch of junk here in the corner and then an extra bed. And over here is the rooftop terrace with some hangout spots, another grill. There is a bin, some loungers, and this is a shared terrace for the neighbors to use as well. Moving on to the green townhouse. This one definitely feels a little bit more spacious. When you walk through the front door, you just immediately enter into this kitchen, a round dining table with a fuzzy rug. I thought that looked very cozy. And then there's just a bunch of knickknacks and paintings here. Here in the corner is the full bathroom. It's nothing special, just a shower tub combo, sink, and toilet. And then over here is a tiny hallway leading you to the back patio. Up the stairs, we have this open landing hallway situation, and then this is the living room space. I think this is very cozy because it is so small. I don't know, I really like it. So living room setup here, love the red and the touch of yellow. There are some bookcases here and then a tiny desk with a family computer in the corner, and then there is a small balcony out front here where I place an easel for a skill building item and then just a two-seater dining. On the upper level here, we have the bedrooms. So the bedrooms are very small. There's this tiny landing because I really wanted to make the most of the space here for the bedrooms. So this is the main bedroom. It's very For Rent inspired. There's a lot of items here from the For Rent pack, but it just worked really nicely. A small dresser in the corner, and then they have a door here leading onto that shared balcony. Then over here is the teenager's bedroom, which is a little bit more colorful and I guess messy. It's not overly cluttered by any means, but it still looks very lived in. They have their own desk here for sitting down and doing some homework. So yeah, that is it for this one. And then last but not least, the family townhouse. So they have this entryway space, which is already just like nice and spacious. There is a tiny half bath here with just a sink and a toilet, and then a small hallway again leading out to that back patio. In the nook of the staircase here is a play area for the kids, and then over here is the family room. I love the colors. I just feel like it looks so cozy and inviting. It's not super cluttered, but I wanted it to look like there's kids living in this room, so we have some games here on the table, a lot of plants. I feel like that really works for this space. And then through this archway is the kitchen and dining. This kitchen is slightly smaller, but I feel like it's still big enough for sure. There's a 5-seater dining table here, and then I really was looking for an opportunity to use this built-in storage closet, so thankfully I had the space to do it here. I feel like this area makes sense for it too. On the second floor, we have the bedrooms. The shape of this area is really weird. This hallway space is very wonky, but it makes sense for the space. There's some more storage here on the landing, and then this is the parents' room. The parents' room is very green and pink. I love this color combination. So yeah, just a double bed, some nightstands, and then there is a small desk here as well with some Polaroid pictures on the wall. Nothing crazy, but definitely very cozy. And then over here is the shared kids' room. I'm loving the mixed prints and colors here. The leopard print, but then the yellow flowery bedding, the flower rug, and then there's definitely a couple of toys in here as well. We also have a creativity table for them to use. So there's some activities here, and then there's a small balcony here on the side where I just placed some planter pots and a flower arranging table for a fun activity. And then on the top floor here, we have the little laundry nook. I don't know why it makes me so happy, but it really does. It just makes so much sense to have the laundry here and then the full bathroom here as well. Again, just your classic built-in shower, toilet, and sink, so very small, but all your Sims need. And then they have this private rooftop area here with some seating, a lounger, and of course a clothesline. But that is basically it for this build. So these colorful townhouses are up on the gallery as a residential rental. It doesn't happen very often, but I actually really like this gallery thumbnail. You can't see the full build, but you can definitely see the vibe of it, and I just think that is really fun. It is by no means a limited pack build. As you can see, I definitely used a lot of packs. I went all out for this build. It's built on a 30 by 30 in the world of Ciudad-Enamorada, and it comes in at just under 200,000 simoleons, but that's for the whole thing. I actually turned it into a residential rental with 3 separate units, so each unit just has its own value and its own rent. But yeah, if you want to place it in your game, then you can definitely download it. But that's going to do it for today's video, so I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this build off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so, and if you'd like to get notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Simmary Sims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!